Peter, it is over to you, you Facebook lover, as well as our guest.
Oh, don't start a subject here again.
Con from Eyefear. You guys are the biggest Facebook lovers that I've ever met.
I love Facebook. Don't get me wrong, Con. We're not against Facebook, are we?
Nah.
No, it's just some of the crap that some people put on Facebook. That's what the problem is.
Seriously, I can tell you that it's like two old women in here about Facebook. It's hilarious. Con, we didn't actually invite you in to talk about Facebook. We actually want to talk about you, we want to talk about Eyefear, and we want to talk about your new album, The Inception
of Darkness. Well, Incept us. Come on, what's going on, man?
Well, it's been a while since I've been in the hot seat, so...
It's a very long time.
What do you mean? Since when you haven't done any interviews or anything about this new album?
Oh, I've done a couple of written ones, but nothing on air.
Well,
I haven't caught up with you blokes for a while.
Get your senses together. I mean, we've featured it on the show and reviewed it a few weeks ago. And, well, so far, I think we both reacted quite positively to it. And overall, from what I've heard from people, they like it. It's obviously different. It's a bit of a reach for Eyefear.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to push the boundaries on this one. You know, try a few different little things. Obviously incorporate some of the old stuff. You can't just totally throw all that out.
You wouldn't want to.
But, yeah, exactly. But I reckon that's our most complete album. You know, everybody says, oh, it's our best album, blah, 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 blah. But, look, I could say that too. But I would say definitely it's our most complete album. It's got a bit of everything there for everybody. So, yeah.
Well, did you have a to-do list before, you know, before the album, before you started the album? Was there things that you wanted to achieve, that you set out to achieve and you did, or maybe didn't achieve?
One thing, this will make you laugh.
Aside from Facebook.
No, one thing I've always wanted to do is have death metal vocal.
Okay.
In Eyefear.
But I know that since I known or met you.
Yeah, that's probably right. Look, and the time's probably never been right previously.
Yep.
Whereas on this album, it worked out. You know.
But Eyefear has been getting darker and darker from release to release. So maybe we've reached a level of lightlessness that invites that. I don't know.
What? So we're going to have the Inception of Lightness as the next album.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's not something I've done deliberately. Honestly, I mean, you know, you probably think I have, but I haven't. It's just the way it comes out. It's what inspires me at the time, and that's what comes out. So, but that's just the way it turned out.
Why death vocals? Is this the sort of thing? Did you grow up with this sort of stuff, or?
Well, you should know. I'm
always been a
big death metal fan.
I know, but other people out there may not.
Yeah, look, I like all sorts of genres in metal, so I'm not the type of person that just listens to prog power or listens to hard rock. You know.
Yeah.
I love my black metal, you know, so, and obviously it's going to come a time when you're writing stuff where that's going to come out. You can't avoid that.
Yeah.
So, on this album, it's come out.
Yeah, but it's not just the death or growly cookie monster vocals, as we like to call it. You actually have melodic death metal playing on that album, so there's whole sections of the song which are purely melodic death metal, so there's no other way of you know, categorizing it.
Definitely. I mean, look, one thing that has probably come out a lot more on this album is Seb's newly found inspiration to Dimmu Borgir. Okay, and if he's listening, he's probably laughing here. So, you know, some of the playing, you know, it's come. That's where the darkness really comes from. I like their cinematic feel in their music.
Yep.
And I think that inspiration's probably come out in our music as well.
Yeah. Well, Sebastian's done an incredible job. It was the one thing that just stood out. Sammy was awesome. What Sammy did previously was fantastic, but Seb has he's taken it another level. And that cinematic stuff, it's creepy, it's dark, it's twisted, and I really like that. But you've matched him in the guitars
we might should enlighten the people who are not so familiar with Eyefear that Sebastian is actually your keyboard player and your latest member in the band as such. So, yeah, we're talking here keyboards versus guitar as such, all right?
Yeah, look, it's very hard for someone to step into a band and, you know, and deliver something straight away.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's very hard to just jump in and say, okay, I'm going to write a riff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just change the style completely. But Seb, would listen to what I had already down guitar-wise and even some of my basic keyboard ideas and then take it to the extreme, yeah? The guy is a freak. He really is. As in, like a player, I mean, he can play any style of music.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous, you know. So if anyone wants keyboard lessons, he's the man to see, I'll tell you.
So you want to sell him now?
No, definitely not.
Now, on the other hand, I have to say, because you talk about you're doing riffs, Seb is coming up with keyboard. Overall, the songwriting, how is it nowadays structured in Eyefear?
Basically, I'd come up with ideas on the guitar and on the keyboards, like I said before. I'm doing a lot of writing on the keyboards these days.
You've got a home studio now as well.
Yeah, I've got my own little studio
Yep.
at home, so that helps a lot. And basically, then Seb would come in. I'd send it over to him. Seb would come in, show me his ideas, put them together. Maybe I would change to his playing, he would change to my playing, and we'd just try and find the right balance, I guess.
And then, where does it go from there? You got some riffs, you got some melodies?
Basically, send it out to the rest of the guys to do their thing. And
Because I would have thought that Zane would be cursing every time he has to play some of these songs. Because this is just 4 minutes of solid double kicking here. There's, you still got your progressive interludes in some of the songs, but there's more galloping going on some of the songs that whatever did before on Eyefear.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little story just quickly about Zane. Just before the Unseen, we started writing the Unseen. He said, I remember, I'll never forget these words. He said to me, I'm going to use a lot less kick in the next album. Now, I can tell you now on the Unseen, he used a lot of kick, and on this one, he used a ridiculous amount of kick. So, I don't know where he got that idea from.
His choice?
No.
Okay. That's what I needed to hear.
We're talking about Sebastian being the newest member. I mean, Evan Harris, your bass player, is he a full-time member of Eyefear?
Yes, he is a full-time member.
Bloody time, yeah.
He is an amazing bass player, and everyone loves Evan. His bald nude nut is just at every gig possible. But what did he bring to the album?
He brought some...
apart from no hair, but, you know...
He brought some ridiculous playing as well. I mean, I wish I had him on the Unseen as well, because I had to play bass on the Unseen.
Yeah.
So we had to turn the bass down slightly. Whereas on this album, we could turn it up because the bass playing was just phenomenal.
So did you write the bass lines?
No. I give free rein to Evan. He doesn't need... guidance, that's for sure.
He doesn't.
He's just incredible. I mean, I even had comments from Tommy Hansen regarding the bass playing. I mean, yeah, he was impressed.
Good.
Yeah, it's not just, and Evans also is a music fanatic himself. He's an avid listener and collector of music as such.
Definitely.
So he certainly
he loves like the weirdest prog bands. Like every time I see him, he's in like a different progressive rock or metal T-shirt.
So watch what T-shirt he's wearing, and if you're a prog nut, order the album or investigate.
That or we'll play it 2 weeks later.
Well, he does wear a Britney Spears T-shirt as well.
Okay.
He's probably going to kill me for saying that.
It's probably his 90 or something, eh?
I don't know this Evan you're talking about. I don't know. And look, the one man that we should all mention with the longest hair in metal, Danny Ciccardi, his approach on this album, it was a lot dirtier and grittier on this. Is this just Danny getting older? Or was this again a deliberate thing to?
No, I think Danny, when he was working on the vocal lines, it was sort of couldn't really take much more of a different approach, really.
Yeah.
To hear the songs. I mean, maybe for a couple of tracks like Perfect Images and Shadow Dance, they're heavy still, but a little bit more, of the old Eyefear, let's say.
Yeah.
Where he would sing more clean. Whereas on the other songs, he couldn't get away with it. I mean, we sort of tried it with Redemption, him back off a little bit, but it just wouldn't work. So,
yeah, but that also pulls back a lot of the high-pitched screams. There's a lot less of them. He still screams his soul out, but in a lower range.
Yeah.
It probably, in some ways, it's more effective for him having lesser of these total outbursts that he is so well renowned for. But at the same time, he is like a storyteller on these really low rumbling songs that he has. Did you produce him in any which way, or was that straight recorded? Sorry, I need to ask.
Nah, look, the only songs that I had a little bit involvement in lyric-wise and helping him with vocal lines and stuff was Reborn. I helped him arrange that one.
Yep.
And Eyes of Madness. So, Look,
Because previously it was Rob. I think Rob did or who? Did
yeah,
most
Rob
of the-
used to do used to do a lot of the lyric, and then gradually Danny sort of started becoming 50-50, and then Danny would sort of take over. But I don't know. I mean, the other thing was, Danny sort of took a bit of an approach where it was like, I want to do something a bit different anyway. I don't want to sound like I sounded on the last album or the one before that. So, in that regard, you got to pat him on the back and say, well done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's an approach that we sort of always have to as a band. We don't like to release something that sounded like the last album. I mean, that for me is a big that's
a
not
big
challenge.
no-no.
It's not challenging myself.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm going to do that, well, I'd be able to release an album every 6 months.
Yeah.
Definitely done something different, if you don't mind me remarking here, because it is less flowing, it is less, from a vocal perspective, it is less melodically flowing as what it was in all your previous releases. But therefore, as I said, the aspect of storytelling is a lot more prevalent on this album. So it's really, you listen a lot more to what he says and to how he says it, rather than just humming along to a melody as such,
Yeah, definitely.
So
Is there a theme going on with the lyrics, or is it?
No, not really. There's a few different. There's stuff about.
he was pissed when he wrote the lyrics.
There's stuff about UFOs, and then you got the Inception of Darkness, which is basically heaven and hell, and all that sort of stuff. So no, there's no really story. It's just what we sort of felt was right at the time, I guess.
We are chatting with Con from Eyefear, the guitarist. You do have your CD launch coming up on Saturday the 1st of December at the Central Club. Obviously, this is the postponed or the new date.
The new date, yes. Unfortunately,
you must have been pretty pissed off with with what happened at the Prague. I know there's nothing you can do, but this should be a really big night anyway.
Yeah, we're hoping so. Come down, some good bands playing. We haven't played for a while, so we really want to see the faces back and support the local scene.
This is what we need. So Contrive are supporting.
Contrived, yes.
Nightmare supporting as well.
Nightmare. If you don't
Will
know.
Nightmare have their album available also?
I hope so. I think
So do I.
we don't want to compete, but it's all Aussie bands. They'll sell lots. You'll sell lots. You're going to have your CD available.
CDs and merch and everything else. So.
You're sitting here with a hoodie top, which is just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I'm going to steal it. I'm going to steal it before he leaves tonight. Con, you guys been going for you and Zane started the band with two other people as well. But you've been going for 18 years. This is 18 years of your life. That's a long time.
My wife says the same thing, actually.
That's just from being married to.
Yeah, look, it's been me and Zane have been doing this now as Eyefear. We were in a band before that.
Yeah.
With most of the members actually turned into Eyefear later since 1991. So
See, you don't know what kind of leverage that he's got on these guys.
So yeah, that's been a while.
You're on Rockstar Records at the moment,
Yep.
which is fantastic locally. What's have there been reviews, or what's happening with the international release? Because I think I've seen reviews already, but I think people have just stolen it, torn it from the net first.
Yeah, they've actually. I think most of those have been sort of Aussie
based. Yeah,
based.
I know
anyway,
there's some.
So yeah, well, unfortunately,
You can't get away from it.
No. But the European release, well, I should say the worldwide release, will be available very late November, early December through LMP.
Okay, which is good news because they've got worldwide distribution. I'm not sure about Asia whether they get their stuff into Japan.
They do.
Yep.
And he's been in business for a long time too, so you don't have to worry about him breaking down on top of your album like so many others have in the past.
Yeah, tell me about
Yeah,
it.
list of things not to talk about. Eyefear's previous record labels.
Yeah,
Eyefear's previous release album launch.
yeah, don't go there.
Anyway, the point is that you'll be making up for all of this bad luck on the 1st of December down at the Central Club. And obviously, together with Contrive and Nightmare, you're going to be tearing up the place, selling all of your CDs that are going to be on the bench and merch, and hopefully bring a congregation of metal fans together.
It'll be a really good night. And if I was allowed to headbang, I'd be headbanging that night, and we'll see what happens. But that's a story in itself. Now, just before we get on and play a track, you guys have, I guess, to me, struggled to get overseas and to play live. Is there any chance? I mean, you've got gigs coming up with Nightwish, with Sabaton, and no doubt, hopefully, a few more next year, whatever happens to happen. But is there any chance you'll get your asses to Europe or to the US at some point?
No, you played in
San
Chicago,
Francisco.
or?
Yeah, San Francisco.
In San Francisco, yeah.
The Bay Area Rock Festival, and that was awesome. So I'd like to get a taste of that again.
Oh, I'd just love to see. I mean, we had Voyager in the studio 2 weeks ago, and they were just chatting. They did a full tour with Rhapsody in the US, and you know, they were just so wrapped. It's just something I would love to see.
So Rhapsodied, yeah.
Yeah, so Rhapsodies. But I'd love to see you guys get out there. So I hope something like that happens in the near future. I know it's money. It comes down to a lot of things. Luck.
Yeah, luck. You know, which is something we don't have.
Well, it's
You make your luck.
with every new album. Hopefully, something new comes.
Yeah, something bad. Something bad usually comes. That's the funny thing. No, look, I mean, you know, it is what it is. That's a famous Nick Petrov saying. Actually,
Yes.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
What's
So look, fingers crossed. Who knows?
any special occasions? Any special happenings at the Central Club? Come on, fill us in.
We will be having, I should say, a couple of special guest vocalists joining us.
Okay,
But you'll
well,
have
it
to-
falls
you'll
in
have to
line
come-
with the album because you got obviously guest vocalists.
That's right. So, but you'll have to come down and check them out.
Oh, we'll be there.
1st of December, I think $12 to get in. Central Club, Richmond. Be there.
Yeah, it'd be a fun night. Con, we are going to leave this interview with a track called Immortals. Is there anything you can tell us about this particular track?
This was the last track completed on the CD. And I remember very, 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 very well when this is how I was talking about how coming up with guitarists and Seb would come in. And I had that take away the keyboards from the start of Immortal.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was just bass, you know, pretty sort of basic. And then he came in and played this freaky keyboard thing. And I was like, dude, this is not going to work. The first time I heard it. And then he goes, no, it'll work. And then I listened to it after, you know, a few goes and I was like, this guy is just freaky. So, you know, and he actually helped me complete this one. So, you know, he takes a fair bit of credit for this one too.
Good stuff. Con from Eyefear, we'll see you on Saturday the 1st. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me, guys. Always a pleasure. And
Hopefully it's not another 4 years before coming back in.
Hopefully,
between albums.
all the punters will be out there. So not just for us, but to support the other bands as well.
And the scene.
I
Exactly.
would wish you all the best and break a leg, but in the case of Eyefear, I think you have to make your own luck because the past has proven that you guys have to make it, all right?
That's true, man.
You'll do
That's
it.
true.
Eyefear, the Inception of Darkness, Immortals. Thanks, Con.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.